Alright, so here are the solutions to Wednesday's homework, and I'm also going to put the solutions to the practice quiz on here and post a blank practice quiz for you. Alright, so I filled in a few things just to make this easier. Mean and standard distribution, of course, go in here. I have shaded the 40th percentile. 40th percentile, I figured out, remember again, 50 is in the middle. 16 is at 1 standard deviation. So I tried to get kind of close to 50. Okay. And then I looked up the score. It tells me what to do here, right? Look up the score for 0.4000, and it is negative 0.25. That, of course, again, is my z-score when I put it into this formula right here. So I put that here, x minus this. To solve this again, I want to get rid of the divide by 15 first, so I would times both sides by 15. I'm going to show the work on this one, and the rest are kind of just like that anyway. Those will cancel. That gives me negative 3.75 equals x minus 50. And of course I would add 50 from there. Okay. Those cancel, and I get, well, 46.25 points. Really, because it's asking what score is at the 40th percentile. There's my points. And you can see I might be a little bit short, but this is a sketch, right? This is drawing a sketch of this. If I wanted to maybe move it over a little bit more, maybe I will, but I was pretty happy with where it was to begin with. Okay. 75th percentile, again, 84 is at this first standard deviation here. This is 50, so 75 is kind of probably splitting the difference there. The z-score for 0.7500, the one that is the closest to, is 0.67. So I put that again right in there, times both sides by 15 to get, let's see, what do I get? I get 10.05 equals x minus 50. Add 50 to both sides, 60.05. That seems to be about where my line is, so I'm good with that too. Okay. All right, we'll keep going here. The Super Bowl, let's see, the top 10% of all scores. Again, 84% from here, so that's 16% left there. So 10 is probably about there. We also said that from here on is 2.5, so it's definitely not past that. It's got to be in here. So what percent's to the left of it, which is 90%, which means 0.9000. So that is, because it's at or below there, the number I have to look up, and the z-score for that is 1.28. Again, that gets plugged in here. Multiply by 15, and I get, let's see, 19.2 equals x minus 50. And add 50 to both sides to get 69.2, again, points is what I'm talking about. Okay. Alright, so let's see here. Down at the bottom problem here. Okay. First thing it is the middle 60%. If you remember from one standard deviation out, it's 68%. 68%. So 60% is just probably going to be inside of there if I'm trying to split the difference. And if by splitting the difference, you remember that this would be 30 and this would be 30. So if this side is 50, then the rest of this is 20. Right? The rest of this is 20. So this right here is going to be 20% or 0.2000. This right here is going to be 20% from there, which is at 80%, which is 0.8000. So when I look those up, 0.2000 is negative 0.84. 0.800 is 0.84. I have said this before, the two that add up to 100% are going to be opposites of each other. And I just put those things in here. I've already written it in. Times both sides by 15 to get negative 12.6 equals x minus 50. Times both sides by 15 to get positive 12.6 equals x minus 50. And you can see by adding 50 here, I get x equals 37.4 points. And by adding 50 here, I get 62.6 points. And there's my answer. The two values would be between the middle 60% are between 37.4, which makes sense because this is 35, so 37.4 right next to it. And just before 65 is 62.6, so that makes sense too. Okay, so that essentially really is a practice quiz 1. Okay, even though I'm giving you another practice quiz on the next page. Don't worry about number 3. We're not going to do that type of problem on the quiz. But we are going to answer similar problems to this. So I'm going to kind of fly through it. 5, 1.2. Okay, so 5 goes in the middle. We've got 6.2 here, 7.4, 8.6. We've got going the other way, we've got 3.8 because I would subtract 1.2, subtract 1.2, subtract 1.2. 7 months would be, well, probably right about here, right? And then we would shade everything here because it's at or below unless it says otherwise. So we just shaded it, calculate the z-score. So the z-score is 7 minus 5 over 1.2, 2 over 1.2, because remember you should always solve what's on top first. Gives me 1.67, which is a pretty big z-score, which makes sense. It's pretty far over there. When I look that up, I get 95.25%. It's 0.9525, of course, on the z-table. And then what percent of students take 7 months? Well, we would subtract more than 7 months. So we would just subtract that. 4.75%. Okay. The second problem, between 3 and 6 months. So again, this is 5, 6.2, 3.8, 2.6. 3 would probably be somewhere right around here. Right? 6 would be somewhere right around here. And between there would be, well, that, right? Okay, so the z-score for 3 months, again I go 3 minus 5 over 1.2. And I get negative 1.67. Okay, look up the z-score and the normal curve. It would be, let's see, 4.75%. It was 0.0475. Okay, just to kind of make sure that I'm showing you at least one example, negative 1.67. Right there, 0.0475. Okay. All right. So I've got that. The score at 6 months. Well, 6 minus 5 over 1.2. 1 over 1.2 is 0.83. I feel like I should circle some of these. Looking up that on the Z table gives me 79.67%. And then the original question between those, of course, is to subtract 79.67 minus the 4.75, and I get the 2947, so 74.92%. Okay. Again, we're not going to do one like number 3. It's not that hard. The 75th percentile would be somewhere right around here, and we would shade this way, and then I would find that z-score of 0.67 and plug it in. It's just like the stuff we did on the other page. Okay. The top 10%, again, this is 84%. Excuse me, this is 97.5. So the top 10% would be somewhere right around here, shaded that way. To the left of that would be, of course, 90%, which is 0.9000. We've seen this before, 1.28. I would plug that in here as my z-score to find the value. Times by 1.2 first to get 1.536. Add 5 to get 6.536 as my answer. That would be the number of months. Okay. Yeah, so that's how this is going to work. That's the practice quiz. Hopefully you tried this practice quiz before you just looked at mine, but at least you have an explanation here for when you try the quiz tomorrow. I will post that then. I'll post this practice quiz today. It's actually on the last page of the packet that I posted yesterday, so you can work through that on your own and double check your answers here. Have a good day.